Hi guys, welcome. Good evening, Sana, Vishwajit. Good evening, everyone. Let's wait 2-3 minutes for everyone to join. Then we'll start. Just let me know if मैं दिख रहा हूँ, screen दिख रहा है ठीक से. Let me know. So till everyone joins, let's revise everything once, and then we'll go to next part. Quickly, let's go through it. Simple interest, basic. Simple interest is PNI. N is number of years. I is interest rate per annum. Good evening, everyone. Amount is principal plus simple interest. In simple interest, we saw one more thing. If we want period in which amount doubles, then we just do 100 by n, 100 by I to get n, or interest rate for which amount doubles, then 100 by n. Then, okay, good. Good evening, everyone. CI. Under CI, formula for amount is P into 1 plus I raised to n. Then, I'll answer those questions. Just a second. Then, if we want compound interest, then we take A minus P. In compound interest, if we have doubling, then we use rule of 72. I mean, we can use it if we want. Divide by n to get interest rate. Fine. Then we saw relationship. Then we saw depreciation also in between. Depreciation what? Formula is scrap value is equal to cost into 1 minus d raised to n. Exactly same as compound interest, nothing else, just opposite. Then we saw effective rate of interest. Effective rate of interest is simple interest rate corresponding to compound interest rate, which is 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 for 1 year. Then we saw relationship between PV and FV. Going from PV to FV is called as compounding. How do we do compounding? We multiply by 1 plus I raised to n. FV to PV is called as discounting. We divide by 1 plus I raised to n. Then we went to annuity. Now you are getting questions like, how do we identify whether the question is annuity due or regular? How do we identify whether we have to find PV or FV? We will see that. Okay, but before that, let's see all the formulas first, all 4 formulas. Okay, PV of regular, FV of regular, PV of due, FV of due. Once we know these 4 formulas, then I'll tell you how to identify the questions correctly. Okay, because then it will be easier for you to solve those questions. Okay, so first let's see those 4 formulas and shortcuts quickly. Annuity, like we discussed, we are going to divide it in 2 parts. Regular, due. Regular means first payment or receipt is at the end of the period, at the end of first period. Whereas due means first payment, first amount is today. First amount is due today. Then in regular we saw formula of PV. Today we'll see formula of FV. In due we'll see PV and FP. Fine, so that we'll see later. Right now, let's revise annuity regular in that PV first. We saw this in the previous lecture, PV, yesterday. What is formula of PV of annuity regular? A into 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I into 1 plus I raised to n. But we don't do this. On calculator, we call this as factor, present value annuity factor. And how do we calculate factor? 1 divided by 1 plus I, then equal to n times, and then GT. Or equal to m plus n times, and then MRC. Let's take one question of this for revision, then we'll go ahead. Try to find this. If annuity amount is 5,000, n is 8 years, I is 6%. Try to find present value of annuity regular. Can you try this? Fast. As soon as you see the question, you should immediately start calculating on calculator. So 1 divided by 1.06, 8 times equal to grand total into 5,000. That should give us 31,049 approximately. Check whether everyone is getting this. Let me know your answers on chat. Hmm. Have you got it? Okay. If yes, correct. Good. 31049.96. Fine. Good. Correct. Now let's go to future value of annuity regular. Future value of annuity regular. FVAR. FVAR. Now concentrate very carefully. We have formula for present value of annuity regular. What is formula of PVAR? A into 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I into 1 plus I raised to n. If we want to find future value of annuity regular, then we'll have to do what? Going from present to future. This process is called as what? What will we have to do to go from present to future? Compounding, right? We'll have to do compounding of this. How do we do compounding? We multiply by 1 plus I raised to n. So using this, we can get formula of FVAR like this. FVR will be PVAR into 1 plus I raised to n. That is, how do we get the formula then? A into 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I into 1 plus I raised to n into 1 plus I raised to n. Something will get cancelled. What will get cancelled? This and this. Only thing that will be remaining is, correct, only thing that will be remaining is A into 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I. That is the formula of future value of annuity regular. Now we do not need any shortcut for this formula because we can do it on calculator easily. Okay, how? Let's try to do it. Let's say annuity is rupees 8,000. I is, let's say, 9%. N is, let's say, 6 years. Let's try to find future value of annuity regular. How do we find future value of annuity regular? A into 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I. Now while doing on calculator, start with this part. 1 plus I raised to n. How will we calculate that? 1 plus I, that is 1.09 raised to n. So raised to 6. How do we raise it by 6? Into and equal to 5 times. Then minus 1. Then divided by I. I is 0.09. So divided by 0.09 and multiplied by A, which is 8,000. That should give you 60,186.67 something something. Let me know if everyone has got this. Let me know if you have got this. Because if yes, that is very good. Otherwise, I'll explain once again. For those who have not understood, once again. 1 plus I raised to n first. So 1 plus I means 1.09 raised to 6. So into and equal to 5 times. Then minus 1 divided by I means 9% or 0.09 and multiplied by A is 8,000. That should give you 60,186. Fine, correct, very good. So I hope all of you have got it. If yes, let's try one more. Let's say a question like this. You invest rupees 5,000 per annum for 10 years. Starting from this year end. Starting from this year end. You invest 5,000 per annum for 10 years starting from this year. I is equal to 12%. How much will you get? How much will you get after 10 years? How much will you get means what? How much will you get after 10 years means that is our future value. So we have to find future value, and this is annuity because this is per annum and starting at the year end, that means annuity regular. So this is future value of annuity regular. Try to find it. A into that part 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I. Try it by yourself. 1 plus I is 1.12, raised to n is raised to 10. So into and equal to 9 times. Then minus 1 divided by 0.12 multiplied by 5000. Check whether everyone is getting answer equal to 87743.67. Check. Next chapter we'll cover is statistics. Statistical description of data will cover in 1 day, and then central tendency and dispersion in next 2 days. Time value of money is still going to be there on next lecture also, because we have to see applications also. Today we'll see only annuity, nothing else. 87743 is correct. Good. Good, correct. Check if everyone has got this. 87743. Fine. Okay then. If yes, then next. Let's try to calculate both for a question and see their relationship. A is equal to 10,000. I is equal to 5%. N is equal to 6 years. Everyone calculate PVAR and calculate FVAR fast. For PVAR, always remember we need GT wala shortcut. And for FVAR, we need formula only, no shortcut. Right? For PVAR, we'll have to do those who have forgotten 1 divided by 1 plus I. 1 divided by 1.05, then equal to 6 times grand total, and then multiplied by 10,000. That should give you 50,756.92. Check if everyone's got this. And tell me this also. I'll wait a minute before writing it. Tell me. Screen is not clearly visible. Okay. Is it clearly visible to others? Just confirm once. Otherwise, there might be some problem at my side. FVAR anyone? 1.05 raised to 6 minus 1 divided by 0.05 into 10,000. Let me know if you have got this. ये दोनों आया. If you have got this, then we can go ahead. A is 10,000. I is, no, this is the question, Ms. Ba. And you have to find PVAR and FVR. Okay. Others, let me know if you have got the answers. Good. Rishuraj, there is some mistake. Check. 50,756. Okay. Again, Rishuraj, you have written decimal point one place to the right. It is not 6,80,000. It is 68,000. Papas. Okay. Fine. Check whether everyone has got these two. If yes, the most important point that we have to see now is if you compound it, you'll get this. Try. Try to compound PVR, you should get FVAR. Compound, how compound? 1 plus I raised to n. Multiply PV by 1 plus I raised to n. That is 1.05 raised to 6 into present value. You should get future value. We are getting it. If you check, we are getting future value if we compound present value. Fine. So this was about annuity regular. Now, one of the most important parts of the chapter, how to identify whether we need PV or FV. How to identify whether we need PV or FV, that is a point where most of the students get confused. So concentrate. PV means what? Today's value. PV is today's value, right? Fine. In which cases will we need today's amount? अगर हमने लोन लिया, if we have taken a loan, then we might need today's amount. Then if we are investing something today, if we are investing lump sum amount today and we are going to get something every month or every year, then we might need today's value. Okay, one time investment. Whereas future value, that is FV, will be needed when we are dealing with investments, periodic investments. Periodic investments. Periodic investment means what? RD, SIP, etc. Periodic investment means what? We are investing everything every year. We are investing something every year, every month or something. So that we need its value at the end of the period, not today. Because we'll not be able to do anything with today's value. What is required is value at the end of the period, not today's value. Okay. Fine. So understand, whenever question talks about loan or one-time investment which is today, always try to remember that we need present value. Whenever they say today, at the end of the year, okay, or borrowed something, or invested something today to get returns every year, you have to understand that this is present value question, not a future value question. Future value means what? Only when we need amount at the end. Only when we need amount at the end, there we can use future value. Okay. Like for example, generally present value questions will be like this. Okay. Loan taken of rupees X, installment rupees Y. I is given, N is given. So obviously in this case we need present value, where this is annuity amount and this is I and N. If the question is like this, invested rupees X per annum to get rupees Y at the end, N is given, I is given, then at the end means this is future value and this is annuity amount. Okay, always try to understand whether we want today's amount or amount at the end. That should be helpful when you are deciding whether we have to calculate PV or FV. Okay, like for example, let's take two questions on each, two on this, two on this. Concentrate carefully, then we can go to annuity due. Let's take two questions on this, two questions on this. Concentrate very carefully now. How do we do that? Let's say first you can pay rupees 12,000 per annum against a loan. Interest rate is 8%, N is 20 years. What is loan amount? Maximum loan amount that you can borrow. What is maximum loan amount that you can borrow? Now understand, loan means we want today's amount, so present value. So loan amount means present value of annuity regular is not given to us. Annuity amount is given, I is given, N is given. We know that PVAR is equal to A into factor, present value factor. So find present value of annuity factor. then multiplied by A, you should be able to get PVAR. Try by yourself first, then I'll tell you. खुद से try करो पहले. Try by yourself first. It should be 1 divided by 1 plus I, 1 divided by 1.08, then equal to 20 times. Then grand total and multiplied by A. A is 12,000. So loan amount should be 1,17,817. Very good, Rishuraj. 1,17,817. This should be the loan amount that we can borrow. Check if all of you have got this. If yes, second, you are taking, very good, Sanika Vishwajit, correct. Vaibhavi, good. You are taking loan of, no. Now let's twist the question a bit. You are purchasing house of rupees 10 lakhs. House worth rupees 10 lakhs by paying rupees 2 lakhs down payment. By paying rupees 2 lakhs down payment. I is equal to 9%, N is equal to 15 years. You have to find installment amount. Can you try? Again, loan means present value. How much we have to borrow, how much we have to take on loan? Not 10 lakhs, only 8 lakhs. So our present value is only 8 lakhs because 2 lakhs we are going to pay as down payment, right? Rest of the amount we are going to take as loan. 2 lakhs is our down payment and rest loan, obviously, right? So at rest loan, 8 lakhs should be taken. That means we have PVAR, which is 8 lakhs, is equal to annuity amount into factor. Fine. Find the factor. 1 divided by 1.09, 15 times equal to grand total. That factor is 8.060688 something. Okay. But you should not write it, add it to memory, and then do 8 lakhs divided by MRC equal to. Your amount should be 99,247 per annum. Installment should be 99,247. Check if everyone has got this installment. Okay. Fine. Then 2 investment questions. If you invest rupees, correct, 99,247 is correct. Vishwajit. If you invest rupees 20,000 per annum at 7% interest, how much will you get? How much will you get at the end of 10 years? How much will you get at the end of 10 years? Sorry. How much will you get at the end of 10 years? End of 10 years, that means we want future value of annuity regular. We have A, we can find the future value factor, right? So we can get future value of annuity regular. Let's try it. Ab bhi try karo, you also try by yourself. What is future value formula? 1.07 raised to a 10. So into and equal to 9 times. Minus 1 divided by 0.07 multiplied by 20,000. Check whether everyone is getting 2,76,328. 2,76,328. Sorry, I have given amount. I think I multiplied wrongly. No, that is correct. 276, 328. That is correct. Okay. 276, 328 is the correct answer for future value. That means this much will get after 10 years. This much will get after 10 years. Okay. Let me know if you have understood up to this point. And last question on this before going to annuity due. Last question on this before going to annuity due. How much to invest? How much to invest annually to get rupees 50 lakhs after 8 years at 9.5%. Okay, how much to invest annually? I think this screen is stuck. Just a second. How much to invest annually to get rupees 50 lakhs? This is 50, not 90. 50 lakhs after 8 years at 9.5%. That means 50 lakhs after 8 years. So this is FVAR. We know formula of FVAR. Annuity amount into future value factor. Right? This is what we have to find. So let's try it. Future value factor will be 1.095 raised to 8 minus 1 divided by 0.095. So factor should be 11.2302 something. Add it to memory. 50 lakhs divided by MRC equal to. Answer should be 4,45,228 per annum. Check whether everyone is getting this. Check whether everyone is getting this. I'll wait for a minute if you want. Fine. Correct, Rishuraj. Okay. Then let's go to annuity due. Let's go to annuity due. Fine. Again, for annuity due, you have to see PV and FV. How to identify when the question says annuity due? When the question says annuity due, the question will have invests today or immediately or repays today, immediately, next day, today evening, today morning. If you get words like this, that means you have to understand it is annuity due, not annuity regular. Let's try finding PV of annuity due. We'll see formula directly. This formula can also be derived from GP, but let's see that directly. Let's see the formula directly. For finding present value of annuity due, you have to do A, annuity amount plus annuity amount into present value annuity factor. But how to take that present value factor? You have to take I as it is and you have to take n minus 1. That is one less year. What does this mean? Consider carefully. If you want to find present value of annuity due, we have to take annuity amount. Let's take this for an example. Let's say annuity amount is 12,000. I is equal to 8%. N is equal to 7 years. And this is annuity due. So what we do is we take A, 12,000. Plus, we take A again, 12,000 into, present value annuity as usual, but by taking one less year. That means instead of 7 years, we'll take 6 years and we'll calculate factor. We'll calculate factor with one less year. How do we calculate factor? 1 divided by 1.08, then equal to not 7 times, equal to 6 times. Then GT, that should give you 4.62287 something something. Then into 12,000 plus 12,000, that should be the answer. So answer should be 67,474.555. Check. This should be the answer. Present value of annuity due. So present value of annuity due can be calculated like this. Let me know if everyone has understood. Okay. Let's see one more question. You start investing. Correct, Sanika Rishuraj, correct. You start investing rupees 50,000 per annum at 11% so that you can get it back after 10 years. You start investing 50,000 per annum at 11% so that you can get it back after 10 years. Find present value of investment. Find present value of investment if first installment is today. If first installment is today. Now understand carefully. We can get it back after 10 years, but still they are asking PV. So we are going to find PV only. First amount is today, that means we need PV AD, present value of annuity due, not regular. How do we find PV AD? First, 50,000 A plus 50,000 into present value factor but with one less year. That means what? 1 divided by 1.11, then equal to not 10 times, only 9 times. Then grand total, that should give you 5.53704 something something. So your answer should be 3,26,852.37 something something. Check and let me know if every one of you has got this. $3,26,852.37, that should be the answer. Very good, Vishwajit, correct. Okay. Fine. This we can get PV of AD. Now to find future value, again we can compound it, but there is a better way, there is a simpler formula. To find FV of annuity due, FVAD, the formula is very simple. What we do is, we find FVAR, and then we multiply it by 1 plus I. That's it. FVR multiplied by 1 plus I. That's it. Rishuraj, I was 11% in previous question. What does this mean? Let's say A, annuity amount is equal to 8,000. Then let's say I is equal to 12%. Let's say N is equal to 4 years. And let's say this is annuity due. And you have to find future value of annuity due. So how do we find future value of annuity due? Find future value of annuity regular first, as usual. Sorry. Find future value of annuity regular first, as usual. 1.12 raised to 4 minus 1 divided by 0.12 multiplied by 8,000. That should give us 38,234.624. And then just multiply it by 1 plus I. That's it. So final answer should be 42,822.77 something. Check and let me know. Check and let me know on chat. If anyone is getting anything else, I can explain then. Good, 42,822. Correct. Again, let's try one more. A is equal to 4000, I is equal to 6%, N is equal to 10 years. You have to find FVAD. No, Misbah, try again. Misbah, if you have not understood, again 1.12 raised to 4 minus 1 divided by 0.12 into 8000 into 1.12, right? Regular annuity into 1 plus I. Wapas. Let me know, Misbah, if you get it. And others, let's solve this. 1.06 raised to 10 minus 1 divided by 0.06 into 4000. This is annuity regular into 1.06. So check whether everyone is getting 55,886.57. Got it? Okay. Check. 55,886.57. Correct. Good. Fine. If everyone has got this, then try to calculate. Try to calculate this. Prem, try again. Acha, no, Prem, it was previous one. Fine, fine. That is correct. That is correct. 55,886, this one. Correct. Try to find PVAR, FVAR, PVAD, FVAD. Try to find these four. Miss Bhai, you didn't get that one also. Again, same. Previous one, 1.06 raised to 10 minus 1 upon 0.06 into 4000, that is normal future value, into 1.06, that's all. Check, Misbah. Everyone calculate 4 values. I'll just be back in a second. Pani bhi kya tha. Try. Misbah, let me know if you got earlier one. And for this one, let me write all the answers now. You can check. Future value present ली थी वापस. Check whether everyone is getting these 4 values. If you have understood all the 4 formulas, then ideally you should get all 4 values now. Check. Correct, PVR frame. Fine, I'll wait 2-3 more minutes. Then we'll proceed, no issues. Because we have to see only one question now, I'm going to give you one big question as homework. We'll check it in next lecture. Our next lecture is going to be on Monday. On Monday, we'll check that. Let's see how many of you get everything correct. Vishwajit correct. Sanika, all the values are correct. Good, very good. All correct, Yashodan, good. Akash, very good. Bye bye, Vishwajit. Fine. Okay. Now let's take a very big question. Understand the question carefully. That is going to be a homework for this live batch. In the next lecture, which will be last lecture of time value of money, first we will start with this question. Let's see how many of you are able to get all the answers. Let's see. Fine. Now this is a good one. Concentrate. Let's say some multiple values will be given annuity amount IN. Then PVAR, PVAD. Now let me write sequence by sequence. FVAR first, then PVAD, and then FVAD. Concentrate how the question is going to be. In first question, annuity amount is 30,000. I is going to be 11.5%. N is going to be 6 years. You have to find remaining 4. In second question, let's say, let me give you some proper questions now. 5 years is N. Let's say FVAD is fine. FVAD is 1 lakhs. FVAR is 80,000. You have to find remaining 4. Next. Next is, let's say A is 10,000. I is 5%. FVAD is 58,019. 58,019. You have to find remaining 4. Next is, let's say PVAR is given as 60,000. Interest rate is 6%. FVAR is 90,217.81. 90,217.81. You have to find remaining 4. Next is, let's say annuity amount is given to be 20,000. Fine. Deepali, that is answer to which one? FVAD, fine, that is correct. Next is annuity amount is given as 20,000. Let's say PVAR is given. PVAR is given as 98,346.48. PV FVAR is given as 139,506.3 and FVAD is given as 14876, that is 14876.75. Okay, we can fit two more questions here, so let's fit two more questions here. Let's see. Let's say PVAD is rupees 10. FVAD is rupees 25.94. Interest rate, N is 10 years. You have to find remaining 4. And last, how does this feel? कैसे लग रहा है homework ये? This looks easy, difficult, what? Last one, let me make it even more complicated. I is 6%. PVAR is 10 lakhs. Oh, sorry. अच्छा है ना? Awesome. Good. PVAR is 10 lakhs. Now let me fit 10 lakhs there. And FVAD is 17 lakhs. Let me not write commas. 17 lakhs 90,847.69. Fine. In class we have done even more complicated questions than this. So very easy, right? Good. Fine. So this is your homework for today. Okay, our lecture will be on Monday directly now. So let's see how many of you get everything correct till Monday. If you want, pause the video and take a screenshot so that you'll be able to refer the screenshot later. So we'll finish this on Monday. We'll finish some questions on annuity from module, and then we'll see last part, which is applications of time value of money. Then on Monday we'll be done with the chapter. Okay. Any doubts in today's lecture? Anyone? Any doubts? If not, then let's stop for today. Okay, so bye everyone. I know accounts was also there for more time, so have dinner. Let's meet on Monday. Good night everyone. On Monday we'll finish this chapter only, Varghese. Okay, we are not finished with this chapter yet. We'll finish time value of money applications. Then on Monday we'll be done. From Tuesday we'll start with statistics. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Fast calculations are very important in the chapter because 12 to 16 marks you have to cover them quickly, as fast as you can. Yes. Okay then. Chalo, bye everyone. Good night. Yes. Bye. Bye. Good night.